Hey everybody, we're going to be doing a little review today of all of the toilets on Neopets.com. Neopets is a virtual pet website. It started in 1999. It's still going. I still have an account. They are known, maybe they're known for some of their weirder items. And I figured one of the best ways to convey that is to just look at their toilets. If I worked for Neopets.com, in the content creating section, and I was able to propose an item and create an item, it would be a 2-scoop toilet, meaning a toilet with 2 seats and 2 bowls, so that it looked like one of those side-by-side 2-scoop ice cream cones. Yes, it's a bad idea. That's why I have it. And it's a favorite of mine to spring on people because they all react very badly. First up, moving on to the actual review of toilets on Neopets.com, we see the brick toilet. It is a toilet made out of bricks. It is for your brick shit house. That is the joke. I'm guessing that's the joke. And I like it. It looks sturdy. A wolf couldn't blow it over. You could take a dump in it. It's reasonably priced. Next up, we have the bubble toilet, which is either a toilet made of soap bubbles, which would pop instantly upon your tushy meeting the seat, or it is an inflatable toilet, which fits in perfectly in the era in which Neopets was conceived. The Alloy catalog, colorful iMac, Baby G watch, Lip Smackers era, uh, where inflatable furniture was a big deal. Next up, we have the cloud toilet. It is a toilet made of clouds. Final Fantasy VII jokes aside, this would be a pretty comfortable toilet. It would be cold, though, because it's cold up in those clouds. It's cold up there. And, it'd fall right through it. If you took a dump in it, it would go right through. You wouldn't have to flush it because it would already be just straight through down to the bottom. It would just be just a wisp of a toilet. Next up, we have the coconut toilet. It is a large hollowed out coconut. It appears to have 4 feet instead of the typical toilet base. There's vegetation around the top of the tank. It's if this is your aesthetic, then that would be great for you. Um, However, it looks like it's not just the shell of the coconut, but rather it is the fruit of the coconut with plenty of the meat still in it, and I wouldn't really recommend taking a dump in that because that's food waste, and I don't want to put poo-poo in food. Next up, we have the coral toilet, and barring what is going on with the Great Barrier Reef these days, coral is a totally fine building material. It definitely wouldn't scratch your butt or lacerate your cheeks in any way, and would be totally comfortable. No such thing as an uncomfortable coral polyp, that's for sure. What I like about this is that it comes with a little seaweed toilet shimmy cloth rug that keeps you from peeing all over the floor, bleeding on the floor, pooping on the floor. I don't really know. My grandmother has a rug that scoots around her toilet, and mostly it's used for foot comfort. And I don't really think that this like kelp ass stuff would really provide any of that. Looks like the lid of the toilet is made from a shell, which is pretty, but it also indicates that this is a very small toilet for a very small home. Next up, we have the disco toilet. I don't know if you can see, it is baby pink with what appear to be yellow daisies. That's not really disco. There's a large percentage of the population that conflates all sorts of 60s and 70s stuff as just being hippie and disco, but it's really not like that. It's very different. These things are very different. Like, it's okay, Neopets, I forgive you. Next up, we have the dung toilet, which is a toilet made out of turds, and you could put poopy in a toilet made out of poopy, and you probably wouldn't have to flush. Looks like there's some stink lines and some bugs, which is nice. There's nothing better than stink lines and bugs in a toilet. Um, they use an interesting color to denote dung on Neopets. Dung is a common material on in the world of Neopia, and that's okay. Dung is pretty common. We don't normally use it for building these days, but it works. Next up, we have a cute little eau de toilette, which is a toilet-shaped bottle of perfume or a perfume bottle-shaped toilet. Either way, very cute pun. Just very cute item. It's just a cute little toilet with a little spray at the top. I would love to have this on my desk. I would love to use this perfume in my everyday life. Next up, we have the fancy toilet, which I'm pretty sure they're implying is gold, but honestly, that coloring job isn't that good, so it just looks yellow. It looks like a yellow toilet with a curtain, but the purple curtain does have a valance, which is fancy. That's one of the quickest ways to bring a little fancy into your life. Slap up a valance curtain on top of your window treatment, and take a page out of the Russian bus decorator's manual. Next up, we have the furry toilet, which is a toilet that is furry, not necessarily a toilet for people who identify themselves as furries. If you do identify yourself as a furry, though, I think you will find that neopets.com is a pretty friendly atmosphere for you. And maybe this is the Neopets team's way of saying, "Hey, furries, my fur brothers and sisters, yeah, hey." That's the common furry greeting, right? You as you say when you meet, you say, "Paws up, yeah, hey, man." That's how you greet furry to furry. Next up is the Fiora toilet, which is a toilet themed after the queen of all fairies, Fiora. She's purple. Well, she wears purple and her hair is purple, and she has a crown with a purple jewel and a staff with a purple orb. As you can see, this toilet has two tones of purple, dark purple lid, well, dark purple seat, as there is no real lid, a light purple base and tank, and beautiful purple wings, which match Fiora's wings, and an aura of magical purple around it. I can't in good conscience encourage you to put a winged toilet in your home, especially one that uses a crown as a toilet tank lid, but as far as the Neopet toilets go so far, this one may be my favorite, because this is one of the first ones to me that has seemed like it would be okay to sit on. The disco toilet looked pretty good to sit on. The fancy toilet would definitely, the urine-soaked curtains that would result from having that toilet is something I would want to deal with. But the Fiora toilet looks like it would be able to hold its own in my home bathroom, which is disgusting and terrible. And I think the Fiora toilet, especially if it really is magical the way Fiora is, I think that could really benefit my home. Next up, we have the gray toilet. Now, gray on Neopets is a pet color and a theming. There's a gray fairy. There's a gray day. The gray fairy is a depowered fairy. She's been disenchanted. She had her wings removed, other than like 3 little feathers, and she there's supposed to be a way she can get a power back, but they never really pursued that in any of their lore. Um, so this toilet is pretty gray. They use gray to denote sadness, quote unquote emo stuff, and largely depression. Um, and you can see that translates well into this toilet, as this toilet is frowning. Um, it would be difficult to sit on. It looks sad, but it is a toilet, and a toilet's job is not a pleasant one. And so maybe this toilet is the most honest toilet of all. Next up, we have the Light Fairy toilet. It is much like the Fiora toilet in that it's themed after one of Neopia's many fairies, who are the magical women who govern over the land of Neopia, protect it, and use their magic to help people, and, mostly pets throughout the world of Neopia. This toilet is bright yellow, looks as if it glows or emits some sort of light, which is appropriate considering the variety of fairy that it's named after. It also has wings, much like the Fiora toilet. The usefulness of the wings evades me, but I think this is another standard toilet, good for sitting. And if it's magic, maybe it cleans itself. Light fairies are known to ask for collectible cards in their quests, so maybe don't leave any of those around this toilet. Next up, we have the Lost Desert Sand toilet, which is likely one of those low water, high efficiency models. It doesn't really have a lid, so you can see the water in it. I don't like this one. This is the first one that I don't like it. It doesn't look enough like a toilet. I know they tried to give it like a pyramid base, but they really didn't need to. The Lost Desert is Egyptian-y, but this doesn't really say that to me. This says Southwest to me, and it looks like it would fit in at Pecos Bill's Wild West eating area, or whatever the crap it's called in Disney World. The worst meal I had in all of Disney World. And so I don't like to look at this toilet. It's very square. It looks very low to the ground too. Like compared to the others, this one looks like you're gonna have your knees up around your armpits while you're trying to take a dump in this one. I can't really judge the flushing mechanism. Not that I've judged the flushing mechanism, the flushing mechanism on any of these, but this one doesn't look like it has one. Like, it straight up doesn't look like it has one. I don't like this one. Moving on. The next is the Mystery Island toilet, which looks like it would fit in, again, in Adventureland in Disney World. It looks like it would go really well near the Jungle Cruises. Again, it looks low to the ground, but a little less so than the previous model. It's underwhelming. There's bamboo on the tank. There's what appears to be like rocks around the bowl. Again, you can see the water in it, which I wish that more of these toilets had lids, and this is one of the ones where I really wish it did. Next up, we have the Neovian toilet. Neovia is the Victorian area of Neopets.com. There's a few steampunky elements to it. In a more traditional steampunk sense, like an older steampunk sense, where it was more about like a Victorianization of things, and not so much what it ended up being. High tank, probably low flushing pressure. This design-wise, this one's lovely. You wouldn't have this just in a bathroom. You'd have this one in a water closet. It looks a little difficult to clean, but not in the same way that like the furry toilet or the sand toilet would be, but just in the way that like you'd be scrubbing with fine detail brushes to get all of the stuff out of the crevices. Next up, we have the Nova toilet. Nova is a now mostly useless Battle Dome magic item in the shape of a star with eyes that is very integral to the overall theming and art style of Neopets.com and the world of Neopia. This toilet has an incredibly round bowl, just very, very round. Um, it's again yellow in the way that I think they mean. They want it to be, they'd like it to be gold, but it doesn't really come across as gold to me. It comes across as yellow. I like the idea of a shaped tank on a toilet. I like the idea of this toilet in particular because it's simple. You know, it's something that could work outside of Neopets. Um, if you really wanted it to. Like if I went to an amusement park or like a kids restaurant like Chuck E. Cheese and I saw a toilet with a star-shaped tank, I'd be like, wow, Polly Pocket has come to life and is gracing this bathroom with her presence. I don't know if I would pay 15,000 Neo points for this toilet, but these days 15,000 is like $1.50, really. Like I used to feel like, you know, 1 Neo point was 1 cent and 100 Neo points was like $1. But now it feels like 1,000 Neo points might be $1. I don't know. Next up we have the orange jelly toilet, which is another food style toilet, which I don't think I would use. It would be sticky. It would be wiggly. It would likely be cold if it's actually in its jelly state. Um, it would be jelly is like a jello, uh, not so much like a peanut butter and jelly type jelly. Um, I wouldn't know where to begin using this toilet. Like I would lower my butt and I'd feel bad. I just feel bad. It's a nice enough design. I feel like if it were an orange jelly inspired toilet, I'd be all about it. Like if it was like made out of cast resin or something, and it was clear like jelly, and it was supposed to look like a Jello mold, but not actually be a Jello mold, I'd be all for it. But as it stands, it is supposed to be constructed solely from gelatin, and it's probably sugar-free because a lot of orange Jello is. So I'll stay away. Next up, we have the plain white toilet, which is oddly enough where "Hey There, Delilah" was written, and it's a good solid toilet. There's a reason that the standard white toilet is the classic that it is. It goes in every location. It's a good toilet for everybody. We can all sit on it. This one doesn't appear to have any sort of interesting seats or features. It's just a plain white toilet. And there's a reason that we have those in our own house, you know? I mean, sure, ours is covered under a really disgusting layer of filth because I am a terrible trash beast. But, I mean, it cleans up nice. We have a good sturdy seat on ours. This one appears to have a good sturdy seat. This is a good toilet. It's a plain toilet, but it's a good toilet. Next up, we have the purple toilet, which appears to be identical to the toilet prior, but in purple. There's a lot of toilets that use this same base on Neopets.com, especially some more of the textured toilets use this. This one's okay. It's just a purple toilet. It's more purple than the Fiora toilet. I'd use it. It's fine. Doesn't look disgusting. Looks like it would flush nicely, depending on your area's water pressure. This is a good toilet. It looks reasonably priced. It's a little bit fancier than the plain white toilet, and you're paying a little bit fancier of a price. And it's just that it's that little bit of a touch, you know. It's not like the furry toilet or the desert toilet or the Nova toilet. It's not so special. It's just a little bit special, and that's a really classy addition to any bathroom. Next up, we have the rainbow toilet, and I don't like very colorful things with lots of different colors. I find it hard to look at. This one's pretty nice. I like that the I do find that there's a little bit too much orange and red, and I think there should be a little bit more of the purple and blue and green, sort of to balance it out. I think it's a little too heavy on the warmer colors, but it's nice. Again, it's a lot like the plain white toilet. It's just a color upgrade. Um, so it's just that little bit more special, but still totally functional, totally reasonable to have in your house. So it's a pretty good toilet. Although I do not really like the color scheme. Next up, we have the Rue Island toilet, which is very, very sweet. It has little feet and little ears and a little heart on the tank, and it appears to have a wheelchair accessible seat. As you can see, there is that little cut in the front there, that little notch. Which, I mean, okay, TMI, you can totally get like some of your skin stuck under that. I don't even know how it happens, but it's like the most painful thing because your whole body weight is pressing down on this little like strip of skin that somehow got stuck under the lip of the toilet seat, and it's the worst. But I'm gonna share, really like the look of a white toilet with a black toilet seat. And this is a pale blue toilet, but it effectively is that white toilet with a black seat. They had them at one of the high schools in my area where I used to have dance recitals, and I always thought that it was a really good look, really strong look. And so I really like this toilet. Also, I'm a Rhode Island supporter in the Elsinore Cup, and so um, yeah, I'd have this in my house. I like it. It's a friend. It's a friend toilet. Next up, we have the snow toilet, which, a lot like the food toilets, I would have trouble taking a dump in because it's just like, it's this nice pure substance. It's cold. It's probably wet once it gets on your tuchus, and then you dump in it, and it's like, oh, now it's ruined. It's disgusting now. And uh, yellow snow joke. It it also looks like it's falling apart. Looks like it's starting to slough. And so I wouldn't really have it in the house. It would melt, it would crumble, it would be difficult to flush and keep water in, so I'm gonna hard pass on the snow toilet, even though I love snow. Next up, we have got the spooky toilet. You can tell it's spooky because there's a little spider right here and a row of teeth on its red seat. A row of teeth and a red seat indicate that that is the mouth of the toilet. So when you lower your butt down to take a big old steaming dumpus in this guy's mouth, you will get like perforations in your leg where you're being stabbed by the teeth. However, he's getting poop in his mouth, which is worse. He loses, so he is definitely one of the worst toilets on Neopets on account of I don't want, no. I don't want the toilet I'm taking to dump us in to have a mouth, and I definitely don't want to be dumping in that mouth. Moving on, we have the stone toilet, which is a good solid toilet made out of a good solid construction material. Porcelain toilets are hefty, but can break easily. Stone, being that it's naturally occurring, is held together much more tightly than porcelain or other man-made materials, and it would be a pain in the butt to carve this and all that, and it would be very heavy, but there's a reason that marble is superior to porcelain as a sculpting material and as a building material. And I think this really shows that. It's got a lid that's up, and you can see that it has these two little knobs here, which when you close the toilet lid, they keep it up so that you can still lift it, and also that it protects the seat and that it doesn't get toilet seat germs on the lid so much. So that's a pretty good investment, I think, and I think that's a good design feature. I think this is overall one of the better, sturdier toilets in this list. And lastly, we have the wicker toilet, which is it's nice. I mean, when I see wicker, I usually imagine that wicker is going to be white. This is more of a natural color for the fibers in the wicker. Um, it wouldn't really hold water, and that's, I mean, most of these wouldn't, unless this is like a wicker casing on a standard toilet. But that's not what they're implying when they call it the wicker toilet. They're not saying it's the wicker themed toilet or a wicker styled toilet or a wicker inspired toilet. It is a wicker toilet, meaning the toilet's constructed out of wicker. It would be good if you wanted to put it out on your porch. It's always nice to have wicker out on the porch. I wouldn't want to sit on it without pants on, which defeats the purpose of a toilet entirely. Um, it's okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a letdown being our last toilet is one of the least usable toilets on Neopets. But, I mean, okay, you know what this would be really, really sweet as? This would make a lovely flower planter. You open it up, you put the dirt in, or you put like the pot with the dirt in, and then you have these flowers coming out of the toilet. That would be lovely. I'd have it on my porch. And I think that would be a really effective use for this one. Not so much the poo-poo and the pee-pee. And, that about wraps it up. That's all the toilets on neopets.com. This review was helped significantly by the Jelly Neo item database. Jelly Neo is an amazing resource for Neopets players and former players and wannabe players. And their item database is one of the best resources they offer. You can just search up any old word and it'll pop up all of the items on neopets.com that have that word in their name. And so I was able to just search up toilet and find all of the toilets on Neopets. I think that about wraps it up. I have been, I guess, Karen. I've been Karen. And see you another time. Bye.